Good morning, Carrie Clark here with slpsolution.com, and today I want to talk about the future of our profession. So, like most of the world right now, our profession is experiencing a major upheaval. At the time that I'm recording this, it is April 12th, 2020, and the disease known as COVID-19 has affected most of the world. Schools and clinics have been closed in order to reduce the spread, along with entire cities, states, and countries. So it's hard to know what is going to happen moving forward, as there's a lot of uncertainty about how the disease will spread and what will continue to happen. So it's hard for us to know exactly what our profession is going to look like over the next 12 months, 24 months even. But I think it's really important that we start having these conversations now so that we as a profession are prepared for whatever comes. So let's look at what we do know. We know that the coronavirus is not gone. We have slowed the spread, which is amazing. However, it is still there. The virus is still there. So there's going to be specific areas that are going to continue to go in and out of lockdown as we move through this. If a school has an outbreak in the school, they'll have to shut down that school. Specific cities, states, or even countries may continue to go in and out of lockdown as we continue to see how this progresses. In addition to that, our schools, a lot of them are going to have to still follow the social distancing norms that have been established right now, which is that people must be 6 feet apart, you can't be in close contact with others, and that at best is going to mean that our schools are going to be doing some sort of hybrid approach to online learning or distance learning and in-person learning, because there's no way that you can cram 37-year-olds in a classroom and expect them all to stay 6 feet away from each other. So they're going to have to limit class sizes. They're going to have some kids coming on some days and some on other days. They're going to have to get creative. So there's going to be a lot of odd scheduling happening once the schools do start reopening, and we're already seeing that in the parts of the world that are reopening schools. Also, in addition to that, we serve some very high-risk clients. So some of our clients are not going to be safe to return to school until there is a cure or a vaccine. Some of them are not going to be able to come to in-person therapy for a while, and we still need to be able to support them. In addition to that, there's a large amount of stress surrounding this as families are struggling to find food and resources and just deal and cope with what's going on. So a lot of our clients, we may see some regression just because of those stress levels that are happening around them. Also, we have to consider that parents' priorities are shifting right now. The goals that we wrote for a child in the educational setting on that IEP may not be applicable to what's happening in their real life right now. So things are shifting all around us, priorities are shifting, and we really want to make sure that we're able to support them. And even if everything goes perfectly, even if this thing mutates away or we find a cure or a vaccine, we still want to be prepared so that this doesn't hit us as hard as it did this time. If there is something like this again, we all felt the stress of trying to switch from an in-person type of therapy to this teletherapy or distance learning, or even just, hey, can I just give you a phone call and see how you're doing? So it's really important that we think about what the profession of speech-language pathology is going to look like moving forward. In America alone, there are 40 million people with communication disorders. We are going to see a divide between the children in our countries, in our world, who were able to benefit from the distance learning that's happening right now, the virtual learning, and those who weren't. And unfortunately, our clients with communication disorders are going to probably fall farther behind. Our profession is more important right now than ever, but so is our mental health. Some of you that I'm hearing from are in really, really high stress situations where you're trying to see 100+ kids every week via teletherapy and keep track of all of their goals and how they're doing, and keep your own children at home while you're raising them and schooling them as well. There is too much stress, and we have to find a way to do this sustainably. So what I see as the future of our profession is not just trying to replicate what we're doing in our therapy session online, because that's what we're trying to do right now, and it's not working. It's not sustainable for us, and it's not necessarily benefiting our children. Plus, some of you are actually going back to in-person therapy, but with this uncertainty of what happens when they close the school again, or how do I support those clients of mine who are now only in school every other week, or whatever it is that you're in the middle of. So what I see as the future of our profession is flexible location therapy. That would be being able to quickly switch back and forth between online therapy and in-person therapy, or sending home kits and homework packets and in-person therapy. We're going to have to do this sometimes without notice. Sometimes this is going to happen very suddenly. Sometimes it's going to happen for all of our clients. Sometimes it's just going to be a few that are too sick to be able to be in the clinic or at school. We're going to have to be able to adapt what we're working on to the specific situation, adapt for regression, and adapt the skill level that we're working at. So we need to prioritize connecting with our families and continuing to monitor our own mental health and take care of ourselves at the same time. So how do we do this? This is getting long, I'm sorry. We really need to simplify what we're doing, and we need to make this sustainable. What we're doing right now is not sustainable, and we need to find simpler ways to figure out how to be able to switch back and forth quickly. We need to simplify what we're doing so that we're not having to spend as much time planning and prepping, so that we can jump right into our sessions and get going. We need to take data less and do more reps. We need to do more parent training. We need all of that wrapped into one big bubble, and that is what I'm calling flexible location therapy. So we over at the SLP Solution are here to support you through this. We as a profession need to be able to adapt and come up with a new way of doing therapy, and I am taking this on as my personal mission over at the SLP Solution to help all of you figure this out. So this summer, we are going to be doing a lot of great programming to help you guys figure out how to do this. So I know that everyone's wrapping up their school years right now. You're trying to just breathe, do that, breathe. So we're not going to start anything till about June 15th, middle of the month. And then we're going to start with a free webinar on how to get set up to do flexible location therapy. We're going to have a bunch of free content that goes out, and we're going to be doing a 6-week program with our members over at the membership program at slpsolution.com. We're going to be doing a program with all of our members where we're going to walk you through this whole process of getting set up to do flexible location therapy, and we're going to give you what you need, give you the tools and resources. So if you would like to get on our waiting list for the summer reset, that's what we're calling it, you can go to slpsolution.com, is that backwards? /summer 2020. That's where you can sign up for the waiting list. That is for members and non-members. So if you are a non-member, you'll get access to the free webinar and the free content. If you are a member of our site, then you will get access to that 6-week program as well, in addition to the free stuff. I'm losing my voice, sorry. So that's what we've got going on. I'm excited to help you guys through this summer. Stick with us at the SLP Solution. We're gonna help you guys with all of this. Whether you're one of our 5,000 plus members or you're just one of our followers, we appreciate all of you. And we're gonna get through this, guys. It's gonna be different. We're gonna have to adapt and change, but everyone else in the world is adapting and changing right now too. So we're going to do this together. We're going to make our profession stronger, and we are going to help those 40 million Americans plus everyone around the rest of the world with communication disorders. We're going to help those people through this as well, because that's what we do. We're helpers. All right. Thank you all so much. Don't forget to head over to slpsolution.com/summer2020 to sign up for that waiting list. Thanks, guys.